I really believe art school prepares you the best for being able to engage the unpredictable future. The conceptual thinking and being conversant in visual language has been something that in every part of my career, whether as an independent artist or as somebody who worked at Disney, was quite valuable. So I was a painting major and a sculpture minor. I knew that I wanted to concentrate on an institute that let me really focus on art making. The Cleveland Institute of Art impressed me the most. The faculty, just who they were and what they had done. I mean, people like, Julian Stansek, who was my painting mentor. And this was important to me, but also just being able to have a studio of my own. I think that it was really good to have a foundation that was well-grounded in making art. That positioned me well for when I got out, going to graduate school and then ultimately my career, which took twists and turns that I could never have imagined. The foundation of what I was about at CIA morphing into something else, and then I got hired into a visual effects company in LA, Boss Film Studios, and I was working suddenly on Species, which was a visual effects film, and that was great because I got a taste of everything. So when I went to Disney, I knew I loved the character work, and I specialized in that. And so I worked my way up from a modeler to a rigger, the person who's articulating the characters so that you got the digital puppet established, to then a lead, to then a CG supervisor responsible for everything going into animation. We had fantastic people in every area from all over the world, the best draftsmen, the most creative storytellers. I was able to be one of them and to learn from them. Disney built a muscle and skin system for the movie Dinosaur. And Dinosaur was a movie that had photorealistic dinosaurs against live action background plates. So they needed a muscle and skin system that was anatomically correct, and there was a lot of study of crocodiles and elephants and so on. I worked on Dinosaur for a little bit, and then the first thing I started doing with the muscle and skin system was seeing how I could use it on cartoony characters. But the cool thing about Disney is that the programmers, instead of saying, you're breaking it because we didn't design it for cartoony characters, got excited and said, oh, Kevin's experimenting with using this on cartoon characters. And they would make corrections and say, here, try this cut. And the evolution of that system is still in use today at Disney. It was a group of people on Chicken Little who had been working together for many years, and we're really excited about breaking new ground with cartoony 3D character animation. This was the first fully 3D feature film that Disney had done. This was broad, squashy, stretchy, cartoony characters. We were right there on the cutting edge of this. When I left Disney in 2007 to strike out on my own as an independent producer, I knew that the storytelling was something that I really enjoyed doing, and so this was part of my shift from production back to the pure creative roots of the blank page, the empty space, and what is this thing going to be? And then ultimately when I moved to China to start my own company there with my colleagues, Magic Dumpling Entertainment, I was really able to engage that creative pursuit as a development producer. The idea was we're going to do Chinese content with international quality. We weren't actually producing the work, but we were developing Bibles with the character descriptions and the designs and the scenarios, full screenplays for feature films, for TV series, for animation. Around 2012, that's when Disney came around the second time. They wanted to set up a Chinese team to do Disney level work in China for China. They bought 2 of our projects, and they also brought me and my 2 co-founders of Magic Dumpling in to found and run this Chinese content team for Disney. I did that for 3 years. I was the vice president of this local content team. We developed 10 projects for animation and also for live action, Disney projects. And again, my experience at Disney helped with maintaining that aspect of what Disney is, the Disney identity. When I went into this executive role at Disney, it consumed everything about my life. And actually my wife was the one who encouraged me. She said, you should do a drawing every day just to keep your hand in it. So with my iPad, I started sketching every morning or every evening, but I made sure every single day I've been doing a drawing. It might be something that I photographed, some bit of graffiti on a wall that I doodle over the top of, something that suggests something to me, maybe something fresh out of my head on a blank piece of paper. I've got, well over 1,000 of these now. I left Disney, and then my colleagues, my partners from Magic Dumpling, they ultimately, and actually in short order, left for the same reasons I did, that they were like, let's buddy up again and reinvigorate Magic Dumpling. So we're focused on features, but also some VR applications as well. And it's great because we have opportunities, real opportunities, not chasing people and saying, hey, if you give us money, we'll do a film and maybe somebody will distribute it. But having people come to us and say, in many cases, production companies saying, we have the production pipeline, and it's a pretty good one. We have investors who want to put money in, but we don't have a good story. How about we work together and do this, right? On the feature film side. And then on the VR side, China currently has over 2,000 location-based virtual reality centers. This led to me taking on my current role as the executive director of the Beijing Film Academy's International Animation and Virtual Reality Research Center. Film, TV, etc. The art is what's created by you bringing your life to this thing and your experiences and interpreting and understanding it in a way that's special to you. Even if it's so-called mass media that hundreds of millions of people are going to see, each individual experience is special, and that's what's the most exciting thing for me.